Hi there. My name is Chris Davis, and I'm the founder and owner of First Note Music Supply, a music store online dedicated to providing beginning band and orchestra musicians with the accessories that they need to be successful. In this video, we're going to answer the question, how do I get my instrument on the school bus? Now, this seems like a very trivial thing, and if you're a musician, it may be, but if you're the parent of a musician, and you've got to figure out how to get back and forth, this is kind of a big deal. Now, many instruments, such as flute, clarinet, trumpet, saxophone, and violin, come in small enough cases that it's not usually a big deal. The case for those instruments, for our flute and clarinet, they're very small. They can actually fit in a backpack, so those aren't really even an issue for this discussion. Saxes and trumpets are a little bigger, but they're about the size of a duffel bag or maybe an oversized briefcase. Very easy to carry, and when your student gets on the school bus, it's not hard at all for them to just to tuck it under the seat, or it can sit beside them if they're lucky enough to have a seat to themselves. So those four instruments, flute, clarinet, trumpet, and sax, that's easy. I'm talking today to the low brass players, the trombonists, the baritone players, the tuba players, and in the string section, the cellists and the bassists. So let's start with the great big ones. So basses and tubas, unfortunately, 99 times out of 100, they're just too big to get on the bus easily. But fear not, many school systems actually will provide you with an instrument to practice with at home. So you have an instrument to play at school, and you'll have an instrument to practice at home. If there's any questions about that, that's a question for your director. Talk to them, find out about their availability of instruments, and how you can make that happen. But your child is not the first person to play a great big instrument that has had to tackle this issue. So they're ready for those questions. They know how to handle it. Those are for the great big ones, tubas and basses generally. Where it gets a little more complicated is with cellos, baritones, and sometimes even trombones. These instruments are, bigger than a bread box, little bigger to manipulate, but not so large that the school can afford to buy doubles of everything. So speaking as a former baritone player, which comes in a pretty good size case, it's a big brass instrument. Take it on the bus as normal. As long as your bus driver has no objections, you can just take it on the bus normally. You can stand it on the floor inside the seat. You can sometimes even set it on the seat. You can't block the aisle with it, but you can set it on the seat and get it there. Trombones are fairly skinny, so they will stand on the floor between you and the wall. If this is the wall of the bus, it'll stand right there. Cellos will usually take their own space, so you usually have to have a bus that you have enough room where you can actually set it up on the seat and keep it with you. So this is something that you would want to work out with your bus driver. At the first day of school, when you're at the bus stop holding it, chat with the bus driver, make sure there's a way to do it. It can be done. It can absolutely be done. Some school districts will ban these instruments from the bus in the name of safety. And I'm putting those in my air quotes because it's a dubious concern. You can't store instruments in the aisle. Obviously, you've got to have the exits clear. But these instruments can absolutely be transported on a school bus safely. It just takes a little bit of cooperation between you, the bus driver, your school's principal, or whoever is ultimately in charge of transportation at your school, and your director. I promise that your child's director wants you to get these instruments back and forth, so you've already got an ally in the discussion there. But if it comes up, if the bus driver gives you any pushback, go to the director first, and if necessary, have a meeting with the administrator in charge of transportation. Just because your child's equipment is a little bit bigger than a math textbook doesn't mean that they're not able to get it back and forth to school. So I want to let you know that this is a problem that can be solved. People have been overcoming it for a while. Sometimes folks who aren't musicians, who aren't attuned to it, may have a knee-jerk reaction and try to ban an instrument. Don't let that stop you. It can be done. Like I said, just escalate gently and politely to the band director. and with their help with the administrator in charge of transportation at your school so that your child can get the music education that they deserve. Thanks for taking the time. If you like the content we're producing, please take a moment to like our channel and subscribe as well. This will get pushed out to you automatically. And we hope to see you here again in the future. Thank you.